everyone, welcome to another video. Today I am going to share some experiences from drama school students and things that were told to them by drama school teachers in the name of feedback, and you'll hear this in the industry, so I've done my best to compile a list of content warnings now, but if you do feel like I've missed anything, feel free to let me know in the comments. Content warnings are fat phobia, mentions of dieting and diet culture, body shaming, mentions of sexual assault, institutional abuse, abusive language, religious intolerance, medical crisis, fainting, and mentions of funerals. This is my drama school teacher told me. One of my professors would always cite the story about how he missed his own father's funeral to do a show. He would always do this when people were late to rehearsal or would call out of rehearsal for health reasons. I guess it was to demonstrate the true level of dedication it takes to be an actor. Yuck. A voice teacher once told me, my voice is either blah, 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 you know, or, oh, pity me, please pity me. Both are wrong in front of a class. I had several instances in college where I felt bullied and abused from performance professors at NYU. The first I can recall was an acting teacher who, when I performed a monologue from a drama, said, "Let's be real about the roles you'll be getting here. Do you think with the way you look, anyone will take you seriously in a serious role? We know you'll never be cast as an ingenue." I have many, many experiences like that from acting teachers, but the worst things I've been told in my life have come from dance professors. I had a dance professor who didn't believe me when I collapsed on the floor from a burst ovarian cyst. He said, "Get up. We know you aren't a dancer. I mean, that's obvious by looking at you, but let's not be dramatic." He refused to let me leave class, and I only found out an ovarian cyst had burst a week later when I went to the doctor over complications. When I told him, he said, "Well, that's what happens when you don't take care of yourself." I have always been in a larger body, but at this time in my life, I was on a very strict diet and working out 2 to 3 hours a day on top of my dance classes. This same professor straight up told me he was going to give me a C in the course, not because of anything I was doing, but because there's no way he could possibly give above a C to anyone without a dancer's body, because it would set a precedent that it was okay to let yourself go. In a feedback session after one of our scene showings, my drama teacher spent our time asking why I was so angry all the time and telling me that I had to say hi to him and be more friendly in the hallways. I was body shamed a lot. I was told by multiple directors that I was too fat to be a chorus girl at a respectable size 8, not even cast for the ugly tracks in the producers, and even that name is problematic, and that I was not cast as Ariel in a production of The Tempest because Ariel is a willowy creature of the air, and you are very firmly a creature of the earth. Weird. I was also shamed for having a panic attack when multiple monologues about sexual assault were performed in class without a trigger warning, and I needed to leave the room. One of the teachers at the Guildhall School of Music and Drama, in the final note session of second year, told me, and I quote, "I was excited when we admitted you because you were going to be a challenge to break and change, but I'm not gonna lie, I've never seen it. You never hit the mark." I asked him to explain what he meant further, and he said, "You just don't have it. You don't sparkle the same way the rest of your year does." Got lots of bad notes, but in all honesty, that's the one that stuck with me the most. Going into final year with that as the starting place, that I'd spent 2 years not growing, not changing, not even hitting the mark. That made me furious because I was like, if that's the case, why did you not adjust me by telling me? What's the point of feedback if you don't tell the truth in the first 2 years? So I reject it because I'm good enough. I was told if I wanted to be in a show that I shouldn't use my religious fasting on a high holy day as an excuse to leave rehearsal early, even when the conflict was listed before I accepted the role. I think work-life balance should be emphasized in an industry where we already have trouble separating ourselves and our value with our work. You owe no one constant availability, and availability and free time are not the same thing. Explanations are not always necessary. I wish I learned that sooner. I spoke out against institutional racism at a whole school meeting with the students and tutors. In my next notes session, my movement tutor brought it up and said, "It didn't matter how talented of an actor I was never going to work as an actor in the industry because of my bad attitude." He went on to say that none of the tutors wanted to work with me because I was a problem, and that everyone in my year hated me.